Welcome back to the Great American Panel. We're glad you're watching. All right, President Obama, it has been confirmed by the White House, called the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, and during the course of their conversation, thanked him for giving Michael Vick a second chance. Now, I'm a Christian. I've made mistakes myself. I believe fervently in second chances. But Michael Vick killed dogs, and he did in a heartless and cruel way. And I think, personally, he should have been executed for that. He wasn't. But the idea that the President of the United States would be getting behind someone who murdered dogs, kind of beyond the pale. I'm
a little uncertain as to why he called. But I don't think there's any question that most Americans agree in two things in this instant. It was absolutely shocking to what we saw, what came out of that. On the other hand, there are countless people who do and want and need second chances, and America is very forgiving in that instance. I'm glad Michael Vick is on the field. He's playing. He's having one of the best years of his life. But I think that he is fairly repentant. But then again, I don't know why President Obama is making such a deal.
That's a really good point. I mean, we have a sincere disagreement here. Again, I'm all for forgiveness. I think there are some things that are unforgivable, and Michael Vick did one of those things in hurting dogs. However, why is the president weighing in on this?
Yeah, I think that's the bigger point. I don't think that we can assume the president thinks any conversation like that is really going to be private. I mean, I think the coach was excited. He talked about how passionate the president was about this. If he's so passionate about it, he can go to a small business, across the country that believes in the Second Chances Act and, is employing kind of re-entry of some of these convicted felons or convicts. But he didn't do that. It's a kind of bad boy celebrity who happens to be extremely talented, and I think he is repentant. He's doing some really good things. He's changed his course. That's a separate story, though. That's not the case.
Well, he's some creepy, rich, overpaid football player. I mean, come on.
That's how
I don't know. If the president said there's some, guy who was dealing crack as a kid, grew up in a poor family, the story, and he's turned his life around, fine.
Look, we don't discriminate against rich people in this country, Tucker. But let me finish. Bottom line, he did a horrific thing.
Yes, he did.
He paid, he went to jail, and he's speaking for the Humane Society, the ASPCA. He has turned his life around. The Humane Society has said even Michael Vick may well be able to have a dog at some point in the future. And the president acknowledged that this is a country of second chances with a high-profile felon who has acknowledged his foibles. And you know what? The president was right to make this point because it's a metaphor, Tucker, not just a comment.
First of all, it's grotesque. It's like the Donner Party becoming spokesman for vegetarianism, A. B, the president doesn't need to weigh in this and every other little crisis or burp in the national story. This is like him weighing in on the mosque at Ground Zero, and he weighs in because
no, it's a very different thing.
No, he believes
this is about redemption, not a policy decision you don't like.
Well, I totally disagree with the policy part of it, but I
do too.
Why can't the president acknowledge the value of an unexpressed thought?
No, thank you. I do believe there's a whole pattern of the president inserting himself. And many of these issues, you can go back to Professor Gates, you can go back to exactly your point on the mosque issue. And I think that it puts into question what the president's focusing on at the time. I think that's part of
So get some common sense, man. You're the president. People pay close attention to everything you say.
Christmas to talk about redemption is not the worst thing in the world, Tucker.
The guy who's killing dogs? I mean, holy smokes. First of all, I actually don't think...
He's gone to jail.
He went to jail for 2 years. I mean, whatever. I know there are people who cheat on their taxes. There are maitre d's who don't report all their tips who get longer than that. That's nothing.
Tucker, what you think of the criminal justice system doesn't mean that somebody who is paid with incarceration and is trying to do penance shouldn't have the acknowledgement by leaders high and low of his
well, I think the president could be quiet on this one subject.